If you've been thinking about getting a Nintendo Switch 2 and you've been on the fence, not sure if you want to, now might be the time to get out there and go and get one because we have more analyst predictions that the Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be getting a price increase this year in 2026. So, in this video, I want to break down what the analysts are saying, why they're almost sure there's going to be a price increase this year, and what's driving up the price or the cost of the Nintendo Switch 2. So, let's start with what the analysts are saying. And many analysts have come out now and said that they are expecting Nintendo to raise the price of the Switch 2 by $50. So right now it's going for about 450 US, and they are expecting to see Nintendo raise the price this year to 499 US. And I think personally there's a very good chance that that's going to happen, and we're going to talk about some of the reasons why. So of course, the main reason why Nintendo is going to raise the price is because the cost to create a Nintendo Switch, to build a unit, has increased since they originally built their first batch of units and launched the system last year, right? So, what's happened is that the price of components, the cost of the hardware, everything that goes into the Switch 2 has increased. And this has put Nintendo in a bit of a bind because they don't want to see their profit margin shrinking for the Switch 2. And with that said, let's be honest that Nintendo's making a ton of money. They could probably very easily bite the bullet, but they are becoming a little bit of a fat, greedy pig. And they don't want to see less food on their plate. But at the same time, they are delivering some awesome hardware, some awesome games. So I'm not going to give them too much of a hard time, but I think they really do gotta kind of figure out this price situation because console prices, game prices have gotten insane. But that's the primary reason why the Switch 2 is likely to see a price increase this year. So let's get into some of the reasons why these different hardware components, why the RAM in the Switch 2 or the other components used to develop to make a Switch 2 have gone up in price. And there's two, I think, big reasons, but the biggest reason of all is this AI disruption. And I think by now everyone's aware of AI. Can't stop hearing about it, can't stop talking about it. It's all over the place. A lot of people are worried for their jobs. A lot of people are worried about the future. A lot of people are worried about their kids and what they're going to do in the future with AI coming along and growing at such an incredible fast pace. But what's happened with AI in regards to the Switch 2 is that all these new companies have popped up, and all these old existing companies are trying to provide AI solutions. And as a result of that, the demand for AI is so high that these AI companies that are providing these LLMs, these large language models, all these different AI capabilities need these huge super data centers to be able to provide these capabilities, these AI features to customers, right? So what's happened is all these AI companies are buying up tons of resources, tons of compute, tons of RAM to stock their data centers and basically greatly increase the demand for these components. And that has caused the supply to go down and the prices to go up, right? And this is affecting the Switch 2, of course, because the Switch 2 does utilize RAM and other components that are being bought up. So some RAM, for example, has gone up, 200 to 300% over the last year or so. So it's just crazy right now how much these components are going up. And to be honest, nobody can predict the future, but there's so much uncertainty right now in the economy, in the future, in global politics that, I wouldn't be surprised to see prices go up more and more over time, especially in the short term. And there's some big, big potential issues that could pop off in the future. China, Taiwan, for example, that could really kick things into overdrive. So nobody knows what's going to happen, but definitely in the near term, things are looking a bit bleak in the computer hardware space, in the prices space. So I think it's safe to say Nintendo will be raising the cost of the Switch 2. So if you are on the fence, as I mentioned, if you do want one, you should definitely consider getting out and picking up one now while you can get one for the lowest price because 450 might be the lowest price we see in a long time for the Switch 2. Um, and it's sad to say, but that's just the world we're living in now. When I grew up, when a lot of us grew up, console prices would go down over time, But it's a different world now, and we're seeing prices go up over time. Food prices go up, hardware prices go up, technology prices go up. Just everything seems to be going up. There's just too much uncertainty in the world, too much going on in the global politics. So it's a sad state we're in. Things could definitely stabilize. It only takes, a few good deals, tempers to calm down for that to happen. But AI, on the other hand, AI is just seems to be a fire that's been unleashed. And I don't think anybody's going to be putting that out. So I would expect to see a lot of these costs go up over time, maybe even continue to go up. And that's sad as well, but that's the world we're in, as I mentioned. But wanted to come in and share the news and just talk about it because we have AI disrupting the prices, we have tariffs disrupting prices, we have wars, we have so much going on. So I would just say if you really want to switch to, you're probably better off getting one now. If you're not sure, I mean, you can probably hold off and wait. There's always the option to try to pick one up used as well, but it's just sad that people in 2026 may be paying more for a Switch 2 than those of us who bought it at launch last year. And I wouldn't have seen it coming that fast to see a price increase. Definitely hoping prices come down, especially on the games. The game prices are absolutely insane. If Nintendo ever raises those game prices again, I might have to just stick with my PS5 because these $100 game prices are getting insane. And these first party titles on Nintendo just never seem to come down, right? You might get a little small discount on them every once in a while, but they're always up there. Even, 5+ year old games, prices never want to come down. So that's it, guys. Wanted to come on, share the bad news, and encourage you if you want that Switch 2 to really give it some good thought to go out and pick one up now while you can get it at a better price. So I want to ask you, what are your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2 price increase? Did you see it coming? Drop a comment, leave it below, and I also want to finish this video by talking a little bit about the Steam machine because there's been a lot of rumors now, a lot more credible rumors that the Steam machine is going to come out at a price point of about 750 to 1,000. Um, and that's crazy to think that it's going to come out that high. It's not crazy to think when you compare it to PC prices, which what the Steam machine really is, but to be competing on the console market where you have a Switch 2, for example, going for 450 currently, it just goes to show how much more expensive consoles and these kind of platforms may become in the future. I'm really curious to see what happens with the PlayStation 6. Where do they go with it? Where do they price it? So we're going to find all of that out, I think, pretty soon, especially with the PlayStation 6. We're getting very close, I think, to getting that announcement, to getting some news about that. But that's what I'm really excited to see. But again, that's it, guys. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe for more, and have a good day.